So we still have no release date yet for Metroid Prime 4, but I am personally insanely excited. With that being said, not everyone is as enthusiastic as I am. Sure, there is generally a lot of enthusiasm, but everywhere I look, I always see people present who are hating on the game's aesthetics, gameplay, and just generally feel underwhelmed by the trailers. On one hand, I get it. We haven't seen a new Metroid Prime game since 2007. And no, I'm not counting these ones. So because it's been so long since the release of Metroid Prime 3, we're dealing with a whole new wave of critics who've never actually played the games and are unfamiliar about what makes a Prime game so unique. First off, Nintendo felt that the Prime games were such a unique experience that they literally created a genre for it. Unlike FPS first-person shooter games that focus on chaotic, fast-paced action, Metroid Prime has been described by Nintendo as an FPA game, meaning a first-person adventure, which instead focuses on exploration in a much more isolating and lonely atmosphere. And for the most part, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond seems to be more of the same in this aspect, which is wonderful if you ask me. I don't want it to suddenly become this fast-paced shoot-'em-up COD clone just because that's what mainstream audiences are familiar with. Metroid is more of an eerie, quiet, mysterious, and contemplative type game, and that's why we love it. Now with that being said, even some fellow Metroid fans that I've spoken with seem to be a bit underwhelmed by the trailers so far, and although they've showed us several trailers at this point, and we've seen gameplay from both Nintendo Treehouse and from the playable demos at the Switch 2 events, the reality is they haven't really showed us all that much gameplay at all. How many times have we now seen the Galactic Federation Research Facility, which is the opening sequence of the game, and now we've seen it in its entirety. And then, after that, we've seen snippets of the overworld of Euros. And that's literally it. There are only 2 locations that we've seen. If you're a fellow fan of the Prime series, I want you to think about this for a second. Imagine you're someone who's never played the Prime games before, and you're about to try out the very first Metroid Prime game. But from the trailers, the only things you've seen is the space frigate in the opening level and snippets of Talon Overworld. In these trailers, you see nothing of the Chozo Ruins, Magmore Caverns, Vendrana Drifts, Phazon Mines, and so on. It's just a bunch of replays of the Space Frigate and Talon Overworld. Well, that is literally the situation that we're in with Metroid Prime 4, because Nintendo absolutely refuses to show anything beyond this. And honestly, I appreciate that. Nowadays, it feels like there's too many movie and video game trailers that spoil the entire plot, the twist, and the ending before the game/movie even releases. On the other hand, Prime 4 gives me just enough to pique my interest without giving away more than 5% of the actual events within the game. Personally, that is such a breath of fresh air, and I am beyond thrilled to have this adventure be a complete surprise whenever it releases. So yeah, I get why people are so underwhelmed, because we've basically only seen the equivalent of the opening Space Frigate tutorial level, the Parasite Queen boss fight, and very early sections of Talon Overworld. But personally, I feel like it's worth the wait and worth keeping the details hidden, because the Prime games are the type of experiences that you really want to enjoy for yourself without anything being prematurely spoiled. So what do you guys think? Have you seen too little of Metroid Prime 4, and are you at all feeling underwhelmed by what you've seen? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more Metroid and Zelda content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.